Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Mythgard in Middle-earth. I am Corey Olson, the Tolkien Professor, here with you in a surprisingly punctual manner today. And I am joined, as always, by my friend Gryfflet, who I see has been trying to chat up this Dunlanding lookout. He's trying to get information, I think. It's kind of nice because the Dunlanding lookout is sort of kneeling there, crouching next to the bushes as if he's making himself inconspicuous. And of course, he's still taller than Gryfflet, which is kind of fun. But anyway, okay. So we're ready with Gryfflet. This is an exciting moment for Gryfflet because he is... Whoa, just walk right through the Dunlanding. I guess that's what you get. He is on the northern borders of Dunland. Today is the day when we cross down from Enedwaith, where we've spent the last several months, into Dunland, where we will spend several more, because from this point, I find that I really like the way that they take to interlocking their stories, which fits very naturally with my own completionist tendencies anyway. But of course, this is Gryfflet's primary brief in his journeys through Middle-earth. Not, as many think, to closely examine architecture and upholstery, although that's a bonus every time it happens, but rather Gryfflet's primary brief, his primary brief is to go through Middle-earth, examining the storylines. Really, I mean, they're kind of two different general explorations, right, that I'm doing of the Lotro game world as I go through in my sort of haphazard, meandering, but more or less thorough way. And that is Gryfflet, of course, who is, there's Narnian in exploring the Lord of the Rings, where, of course, we're reading through the books in an extremely thorough, though still in its way, kind of meandering way. And then, of course, the field trips attached to exploring the Lord of the Rings. And there, what I want to be doing is I want to explore all of the Lotro world and think through the Lotro world from a world-building standpoint, not focusing on the quests and the quest lines and things like that, but just looking at the world and how they've constructed and conceived the world and how that relates to Tolkien's books. But Gryfflet, then, by contrast, is not necessarily thinking about those pictures so much, though of course that stuff comes up, but rather focusing on the narrative, focusing on the actual storylines, both the epic quest line and the sort of related and connected stories that we get in the different areas. That is Gryfflet's job, which is really fun, and it's the part I like most. Is the storylines and the quest lines. And as I say, I noticed in playing with my other alts, and of course in going through beforehand with Wigand, my first character, it was very noticeable once we got to Dunland, especially, that the way they handle the narrative, the whole way that they shape the narrative changes very significantly, and it becomes harder for me to kind of break off. It's not like it was back in the old days, right? Like you think about the Lone Lands or the North Downs or something like that, right? Where there will be a cluster of side quests, which may be connected and, sort of contribute to the overall story of the region, but they don't make sort of a linking narrative, and so you could do some of the side quests, like I'm gonna help this one farmer, right, and do the three quests, the three quest chain attached to, rescuing his cows and saving his crops. So that's, you can do, and then, but that's it. Okay, I'm gonna go on to the next part of the region or whatever if you want to do that. Here it's much harder, because if you just do a couple of the side quests, then you get into the story and then just have to totally leave it behind. So I don't see Gryfflet doing that a whole lot, of course. And the more I get to know, I'm becoming more and more familiar with Rohan. That's as far up as I've gone still. As you guys know, my character Wigand is level 88. I haven't gone further, even though I've been playing now for 88 is still my highest level for a character, even though I've been playing for, 3 years now, maybe. Because I'm not dashing through and leveling up is never something that I'm interested in. I find that quite dull. Just like power leveling or whatever. The sort of in-depth exploration is what I love most, even when I'm playing on my own. So I've done completionist tours through pretty much all of Eriador now, but I still haven't gotten further than Rohan, really. Anyway, but Rohan is the same way, right? So, Dunland, Great River, Rohan, I see us doing a lot more. Not quite completionist. It's not like I'm going to go around and try to complete all the deeds and everything, but definitely pursuing the storylines because I think they're really, really interesting. All right, so just a bit of an explanation. I feel that I should mention this as we're transitioning into Dunland, because you'll notice I'm fixing to go a little bit slower as we go into Dunland, and that's totally fine. And of course, who knows what kind of architecture and upholstery we might find along the way. So, Gryfflet, let's go ahead and interview this. Tell us what you learned from this Dunlanding scout.
The have been destroyed. I pray to the Uch-Wirad that we will not be next.
Right. Okay, will he stay for a moment? Yeah, he's been staying for quite some time. We need a strong warrior like yourself in our little band. Are you joking? Are you making fun of me? Because I feel like you're mocking me right now. We can find work for me and reward as well. Okay. You sound completely trustworthy. So yeah. Sure, I'll help you. We all want the same things, wealth, power. Right, run with us and you shall have both. Oh, good. Yes, wealth, power, maybe the opportunity to exploit others. Do I get that as well? Woohoo. Oh, man, boy, have you picked your mark well. All right, it's the lookout. What are we looking out at? Huh? Are you watching that bluff to make sure it doesn't make any sudden moves? Is that where are we looking? Yes, we are. So that's the Mornshaws up there, man. Are you looking to see if one of those ghost balls is going to come floating down here? I can understand that. Those things are kind of spooky, man. But, all right. Tell me what the plan is. How do I get on the wealth and power?
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
There aren't many of us. Well, that's good, because then we don't have to split the loot so many ways. But they're enough to stir up some trouble when we wish to. Yeah, trouble. That's right. You will find that we value those who are strong and warlike. Come on now, again, seriously. Like, you're looking at a hobbit burglar, right? So I think you're trolling me again. But, okay, you're going to bring me to the others, who are doubtless going to be super impressed by the imposing specimen you've brought back to join them. Okay, we're walking slowly. We value strong folk here. Okay, right, a veiled slight, I take it, but that's okay. Does that mean you're being sarcastic all along? That you know that you found it's a humble band of outcasts? How humble are you? But we have lofty hopes for ourselves, despite your humility, or through your humility. Okay, you found a warrior upon the road. No, you didn't. Who wishes to join us for something? Okay, a stalwart sort of soldier. Right? Okay, sarcasm runs in your family. I believe we have a much better chance at raiding Troom Drang now. Hey, wait a second. Wasn't I supposed to help them? Riches shall soon... What? There's a little village, Hlantaran, if our maps speak true. If the doe we trapped signifies, I would guess the villages of the Stag-clan, a soft lot. Okay, the Stag-clan are soft, huh? And we're going to loot them? Gosh, that sounds like fun. Hey, yeah, I'm just somebody who came wandering up and he immediately took me into your band. Help us reap the riches. Yeah. Wow, these outcasts are so unsuspecting. Doe, tell us of your village. 1,000 curses? Yeah. Hey, you don't frighten her. She's hidden very carefully in the bushes. We will invade your puny village. You know, like, you're intimidating this girl whom I can't see at all. You might have spared her life. Oh, there she is. I mean, I can see that she's there, but... Okay, I may question her if I wish. There looks to be no... Oh, really? I'm glad that title spelled that out for me, because I was a little unclear. I thought your intentions were totally honorable, but I am appalled to be informed by the floaty white text that you guys really mean no good. So they call you a doe because you're a lady of the Stag-clan. Oh, I see. You're sitting, what, cross-legged? Okay. Hey there. Hi. So those totally trusting people left me alone with their captive, even though they don't know at all who I am and they assume that I'm, like, up for their nefarious games. But
I have not seen your kind before.
okay, I don't look so evil. Well, that's slightly more flattering than the obvious nonsense they were talking over there. If there's any good in you, free me. Okay. My village depends upon me. You're their chief huntress and protector. Yeah, well, I'm much more into protecting your village than helping the thieves here. I mean, I'm an honest burglar after all. Your weapons were taken. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Let's cast off the oh, I see. There's a stake there. I didn't even notice the stake. Because, again, bushes. So, yeah, shrubbery. Exactly, Melandrin. That's it. Oh, man. Sorry. I just glanced over at the chats, and I got like a little glancing blow from some of those puns that are flying around there. Okay. Oh, man, it's getting worse. Okay, sorry. All right, so, I get to, oh, there we go. Freeing. I love the present participles on the progress bar. One of my favorite things in the game. Okay, the stand. She's free. Yeah. Did they notice yet? And then she, without weapons, runs to the attack. Oh, that's good. And she defies them. She runs over to the road where she can be plainly seen and defies them openly. That is so cool, right? I mean, come on. You've got to appreciate that. I'm with you, plucky lady. Oh, man, you even took him down without help. I assumed that I'd have to help you with that, as that's what often happens. You know, that is like, NPCs make reasonably good tanks, but, you know, they don't really finish the job usually. Look at that. You did it again. Yeah, that's right. Did she take him down with her bare hands? Come at you if we dare? Oh, I think we dare. What do you say, Ms. Captive? I'm waiting for you to take the lead there. Go ahead. Go ahead. All right. You tank him. Okay. All right. Fine. Shall I just throw a knife at him then? Tell you what. I'll throw a knife at him. No. What happens? Oh, okay. Now I will pay for this. Will I? Okay. So you're not going to help? Come on. I thought you were pluckier than that. Come on over here. Yeah. See if you'll... No? No, you're just going to... No. All right. That's okay. I got him. Don't worry about it. So I guess that one was all me, right? You were just kind of observing. Didn't... I have no idea why you weren't fighting there. Okay. Hey, yeah, so you look a little bit like my other Dunlandish friend, Nonna, who's really nice. Except for, like, the bloodthirstiness, but it's good. Okay, you're Elaine, I assume. Right, looks like Elaine. But that's a really interesting name, right? I'm now trying to think if I should be thinking in like Arthurian directions or not. I have the gratitude of yourself and your village. Good, yeah, no, that's excellent. Let's. I'm happy to go visit your village. You don't normally invite strangers, but you'll tell the elder what I've done. Okay, good. All right, got a little entree into the village there. That's excellent. Hey, happy to help. Those guys seemed like jerks, and they kept making fun of me. Okay, so we're here at the North Pass. And I guess that's where we just crossed, right? Okay, so... we're supposed to go and scout ahead and help an inhabitant of Troomdrang. Okay. Hey, I already did that. Didn't I already just help an inhabitant? I gotta find another one. So Phil Boswell just asked the very sensible question: would Dunlandings use the same pronunciation rules? As of course I was pronouncing her name Elaine in the the way that you would pronounce that in the Elvish languages. Man, the deer puns are just continuing to flow. I thought that I felt like the vague pressure on the right side of my face, even when I wasn't looking there, but it turns out I was right. Anyway, but Phil, that's a really great question. Assuming that, and I'm not sure about this. I'm not. So this assumption that I'm about to, I don't mean to imply that it's the obvious assumption by any means, but the way that it works in the books, right? When you look at the pronunciation charts and stuff, remember that the fiction of the Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion is that the whole thing is a translation, right? Not just a translation from like the Silmarillion being a translation from the Elvish by Bilbo Baggins, right? But not just that. Bilbo Baggins, of course, is not writing English. So, he is writing in Westron. And so the entire book, both, The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, and Silmarillion, are translations from the Westron into modern English, right? That's the sort of conceit there, right? That's the fictional conception of all of Tolkien's works. So the spelling, right? When we're reading names, anytime you're reading a name, whether it's an Elvish name or a word in the Elvish languages, whether it's a name, like any other name from any character in any language, it's a translation. It's like a transliteration into English, right? So the idea of the pronunciation guide in the published Lord of the Rings is that pronunciation guide is a way to guide your pronunciation, not just of the Elvish languages, but of anything, right? Like this is the system according to which all of these names were transliterated from their original languages into something that is easily read in modern English. Again, that's the kind of conception, right? So again, it's not to say that, so if you're reading something like, from a different sort of language background, like Kuzdul or something like that, you still pronounce it with the same rules, right? That's why, well, anyway, let me go on. That's why you pronounce it by the same rules, generally, because it's by those rules that it was transliterated. So exactly, JJ, like when we write Japanese names in Roman characters or Chinese or Russian, absolutely. That's what's happening in all of the names that we read. And so it's best if we the easiest and most consistent way to do that, right, is to adopt a consistent transliteration system whereby a particular vowel sound in the original language is going to be represented consistently in the sort of English text, right? No matter what language it comes from, that, so there's a one-to-one transliteration value, right, of like a particular vowel sound or a particular consonantal sound to how it's represented. Now, the patterns of those things will differ depending on the language, right? So a particular vowel sound or vowel consonantal combination will be common in one language, and so you'll see it a lot in the names that are derived from those languages, whereas different ones will come in from different languages, but the system is the same all the way through. So in Tolkien, it's generally safe to take the pronunciation guide that you get at the end, and there's a very good pronunciation guide in the appendices of The Return of the King, and apply that to pretty much every name that you get in The Lord of the Rings, everywhere. So that's why I pronounced her name Elaine, because AI is pronounced I, generally, unless there's something specifying that we should do it differently. Such as, for instance, a mark that would indicate that we're supposed to pronounce that as two different syllables rather than as one single diphthong. So that's right. Fairvenin, that's exactly it. Fairvenin says it's the same with Hebrew. She says that her husband gets asked where the capitalization goes in his last name, and he's like, wherever you want. Hebrew doesn't even have capital letters. Exactly. Like it's whenever you're representing a different language in our alphabet, right? Really the best thing to do is just to be consistent on a phonological basis like that, because all you're doing in transliterating that name into English, right, is attempting to facilitate the more or less, or of the approximate at least, pronunciation of the name, right, or the word in English, right, by an English speaker. So, like I said, that's why I pronounce it that way. Now, do the have the Lotro developers done it in that same way? The one reason that makes me doubt that, I mean, I know they're very familiar with Tolkien's pronunciation system. I'm not suggesting that they would be ignorant of this fact or something like that. What the reason that I pause about that, though, and am unsure, is that through the broader world creation that they've done, they have brought in more. So, like, for instance, the way that they bring in the whole Finnish language and naming scheme in Forakel, right? And of course, in Dunland, they have used as the base language, the linguistic basis of Dunlandish names, Celtic languages, right? So it's Celtic here in Dunland, it's Finnish up in Forakel. And so what I'm uncertain about is if they're following those same sort of Tolkienian pronunciation conventions with like the or are they using sort of more traditional, like, are they spelling Celtic things in the way that Celtic languages are traditionally represented in English, which might not necessarily totally follow Tolkien's pronunciation guide? Same thing with Finnish. Again, are they following the way that Finnish is normally translated, which again might not at all points match the way that Tolkien was sort of trying to build a consistent phonological system. So that's the reason that I'm not totally sure. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Anyway, so that's my explanation. So I'm gonna do it. So just by default, I'm gonna pronounce things the Tolkienian way because, like, that's my sort of default setting and my best guess. But, yeah. So, right, good. Yeah, Pineleaf is pointing out that Elaine is a Welsh name meaning doe. Right, exactly. Yeah, that's precisely the kind of thing that I would expect them to do, right? But of course, that leads me back to my Arthurian question, because Elaine was Welsh, as I recall. That's why she's called Elaine. I mean, it was known that Elaine was a Welsh name, right? Just like Owen, or, I mean, there's, bunches of Welsh names that get into English. So yeah, I'm thinking about, like, Elaine and Lancelot and I doubt it. It's just
I have not seen
it works because it means doe, right? So that's a Stag-clan thing, and so that's all good. Okay. Sorry, Tamara. I'm sorry I was building the suspicion about clicking on the Stable Master. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Phew. Yeah, you guys. Sorry, I really didn't mean to toy with your feelings like that. I didn't realize it meant so much to you. All right, on we go. Okay, so here's, what is it, Brygiar? Hi, Brygiar, good to see you again, right? All right, you were last, I last saw you in that unfortunate place. All right, Cadell. Hi, Cadell, good to see you. I am the kind burglar of whom Elaine spoke. Yes, we have been expecting me. Great. You have our gratitude and our hospitality. We do not make a habit of welcoming outsiders into our midst, but exceptions are made for a hero. Hey, hero, I like that. Many wish to thank us. Okay, including the elder, right? Good. Let's go in. So, okay, wait, now I'm supposed to... I did scout ahead and help an inhabitant. Okay, never mind. There she is. Okay. All right. Hey, Line, good to see you.
Gwyrod requires us to give welcome to the Duvoriad.
Right. You knew I would come. I hope Cadell did not give you any trouble on the bridge. Yeah, I know. He was great. Right. Called me a hero. I blushed. Yeah. Okay. Let's look around a little bit. Okay, so... huts similar in style, though were the ones in Hlanuk as fuzzy as this? Right, the fur all along the top is really interesting. Is it like oryx fur, do you think? It's not, I mean, this is a Stag-clan, I know, but it's not like that's deer hides, right? Clearly not. And hey, look! They've got these bulbous bag sacky things on sticks here, too. Though not way up in the air like they are in Forakel. You'd lead you to suspect maybe they don't fear as many bears here. Is that a horn? That's a horn, like somebody's horn. Not a horn to blow or to drink. No, or bananas? Are those bananas? No. No, they're not bananas. Are they mounted on a little block of wood? What is that? Tusks? Why are they sitting at the feet of these bulgy bags on short sticks, shorter than they have in Forakel? No idea. Just one of the many mysteries. And one of these bound stones. Oh yeah, I mean like stones bound up in metal, see? Like that. We saw those in that like bizarrely asymmetrical circle in Enidwaith, right? Remember at those dudes' camp? Man, that bothered me. And now we see a couple more of them here. Are they marking the path? Where are they? Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3 around the corner here. No, they're in a... No, they're not in a circle, right? Oh no, see, they go on down. They do kind of mark the path. They're on either side of the road. Okay. Weird. What are they for? Okay, some more of these sacks on sticks. And pots. Wow. Look at this. Are these sacrifices? Are they offerings? Is that why we have so many pots? Yeah. Are you tending the pots for the sacrifice? Or is there just a storage-related reason, you think? Huh. You have to admit, though, it did look kind of like bananas. I mean, I know you guys are laughing at me, but it totally looked... For a second there, I had a moment where I thought they were bananas. So the crabine flying around here are kind of creeping me out, but we're in Dunland, so I guess they're native here, so it's fine. Right? Like it's all good. Hey there, Elder. Elder Riagan. Okay, Riagan. This guy, you got an accent on the second A in your name, which means I should stress that syllable. So, Elder Riagan. All right. Okay, make myself at home. Great. You like the look of me. A good, strong, sturdy hobbit. Well, sturdy. Yeah. That's what you like in a warrior. Somebody who's short, skinny, and can disappear at will. That's good. That's what you like in your warriors. Okay, she was headstrong. I did rescue her. She was quite headstrong and brash. I agree. She attacked them all, like, without weapons, which was kind of cool, I have to admit. Let's see. Any of these things an upgrade? Not really. That's fine.
The Turkmouth have been destroyed.
The who?
I pray to the Ukwirad that we will not be next.
Huh. I'm not following that name. Okay. Tonight is the Feast of the Running Stag, our clan's annual festival. That sounds like fun. It's an important ritual, and you must join us and share our fare. Okay. I am the Karu Luth. Oh no, I am of the Karu Luth, the Stag-clan. Great. Okay, now be off. I must prepare, and you can't remember where you left the 3 ritual pieces. Oh dear. Oh wait. Does one of them look like a set of bananas? Because that would explain why it was mounted on a set of wood, if it was a ritual piece. The crown, the spear, and the hair. Oh, maybe it was hair. See, I couldn't pick it up. I was just looking at it. It could be a ponytail, right? Mounted on wood in a suspiciously banana-like presentation. Okay, so I'm looking where this is a scavenger hunt, and we're searching for pieces of the ritual set. I think I know where one is. because that thing was too weird to not be part of... a horsetail. That was it. The hair. Right. Okay. So this wasn't an offering. It was just carelessly left there. Okay. A lock of hair from the tail of a horse. Oh, there's a crown. Okay. Gotta check this crown out. Crowns are always interesting. Crowns are always interesting because they're always ritual objects, right? So the whole point of a crown is symbolism. So, you know, what's not to like? All right, let's see. What do we have here? Okay, it's kind of crude. What is it made of? Like bronze, maybe? Just kind of spiky and without carving on it. Looks like cracks on the inside, but not really carving. Okay. All right. Okay. Crudely hewn crown. See, they agree with me. Made of sticks and rocks. Okay, that suggests that unless it's like a fool's crown, right, like Feast of Fools or something like that, that it's designed in mockery then? That's interesting. Okay, we'll keep looking here. Oh, wait. There's a ritual spear. So now what would we gain from a ritual spear? Let's see. What does it look like? Oh. Okay. Not nice. Right? That is to say, it's the wood is all like cracked and everything. It's got a streamer of some kind and a reddened blade. Okay, so this spear, it's the same shape as the spears here in the background, so it's presumably of Dunlanding make. But the fact that the blade is red suggests that it's designed to commemorate a slaughter or something. Either maybe it's an actual relic of a real battle. Or maybe it's just designed to sort of symbolically recall bloodshed. Tipped with old blood. Okay, that blood didn't look so old, but alright, okay. Old blood I would think would be darker. But that's okay. If it's old blood, then it probably is a relic of the actual battle then. Okay, so there's an actual battle. There is a horsetail. And there is a crown made up as in mockery. Here you go, your 3 interesting implements. You're ready to replace the rest of the Stag-clan with just me? Oh man, that's kind of that joke kind of hurts, man. Tell me about your troubles. They are a useless little clan, but they are no less dear to me for all that. See, look, guys, now even Elder Riegan is doing it, right? Come on now. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, you guys are talking about Mythmoot Europe? Let's make it happen. Okay. But you should totally come to Mythmoot this year, because it's awesome. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, thank you for helping an old man gather his wits. Those were your wits? Oh man, you're in more trouble than I thought. Okay, that's fine. So, good, you're preparing for tonight. Good. Okay, so I'm supposed to talk to Brygier? Okay, so I just go back to the ranger there, huh? Is that it? Are you gonna tell me I'm done here and it's time to move on to somewhere else? I don't know, man.
There is much we can do here in Dreng to help its people.
I agree. There's going to be a big feast tonight, and I'm a guest of honor. We've already learned much about Dunland, as much we can do, right? And smooth. Okay, I agree. Much we can do. Now, let's see, do you have any that are not might-based, these rings? I hate to be picky, you know, I always feel a little guilty about that when you're giving things away, and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of good, but I don't know. Okay. Kind of like that one. Yeah, let's go with this one.
The Stag-clan is not as powerful as it once was. Its people are marginalized.
Not to mention mocked by their leader, at least in private. Okay, maybe they'll resist the call of Saruman. Yes, let's deny Saruman like all 4 of the soldiers he would get from this clan. Stay here and help the people of Trumdring. No problem, will do. Once I've satisfied that I've done all that I can, continue southeast. All right, will do. Meet you in Galtrev after I help them out all I can. I'm glad you're not trying to hustle me along there, Bregiar, because I wasn't about to go. I want to stay for the feast. Okay. Yeah. All right. I see some people. Any quests over there too? How can I help, Ivor? Ivor, really, technically. Hey, Ivor. There we go.
As long as the sun shines, you are welcome here.
Okay, you're glad I brought Elaine back. That's great. Many thought she was dead. Oh, she won't take a husband? She is a froward girl, isn't she? You wish to build this bonfire to represent the depths of my gratitude. Ooh, Ivor, so the bonfire is a symbol of your gratitude and affection? I love building symbolic bonfires, especially when they're so romantic. Okay. It should be towering, burn hot as the summer, and smell of fair flowers. Okay, now you're getting a little personal, Ivor, but I'll still help. It's just like your symbolic bonfire is bordering on too much information. You know, it's a little TMI-ish at this point, but whatever. Okay, more kindling and scented herbs to fuel as it burns, if it is to be great. Okay. All right. No further questions. All right. Have. Hey, Have.
Many foul things dwell in the shadows. I fear wolves will be the least of our troubles.
Thank you for your welcome. The elder has sent word that I'll be joining us. Okay, good. Yeah, many hungry people. Agreed. Oh, there are other stag clansmen other than the ones that are here. That's because there's more than 3. That's good. It's your duty to prepare the meat. Is that what you're doing with the pots? Is preparing the meats a very clay pot intensive process? I can totally believe that, but okay. Your tribe isn't what it once was. I gathered that. Don't worry. I'm not worried. Feast on boar. Okay, you want me to hunt game beasts. All right. I'll get meat. That sounds like fun. And then I'll answer. Ethelod, you probably think I've totally forgotten about that lore question you asked last week, but I absolutely haven't. I'm fixing to answer it, and I was just waiting till I had some time roaming around the countryside, randomly killing things, which is a great time to answer lore questions. Okay, I think I got everybody's quests who's given quests here. And let us head off to start slaying things. Okay. So... Okay. Ethelod, right? Okay, yeah, so you're... Hey, I was just going to come attack you, Wild Thorn Tusker. So thanks for saving me the time. Ethelod asked last week. He said he was having a discussion with his friend who said that Tolkien's Catholicism comes through in his writing, i.e. Eagles equals angels, and he was against this. What do I think? Well... where to start with that one? Let me start with your specific example, or rather the specific example that your friend gave with eagles equaling angels. Hey there. Ooh, a hostile scout, huh? I don't have a quest for you, so that's okay. Because we don't want hostile scout meat. Nobody asked for hostile scout meat. And I'm just all about helping with the feast. So I'm going to look until I find Where am I going? Where's building the fire? Oh, right, that's up there. All right, I'll head up that way then. Till I can. Okay, so right, I have to find the wood and herbs for the embarrassing fire. Okay, right. So, the eagles and angels thing. The number one issue that I have with that. Oh, hey, you guys eat. You guys eat the cows too. All right, so that's good. I'll sneak up on the cows. Backstabbing a cow seems kind of mean-spirited. But anyway. Oh, wow, that was easy. Right, so, eagles, angels. The biggest problem with that, of course, is it's not that's not really an issue of like his Catholicism and whether or not his Catholicism my response to that is totally independent of the question of Tolkien's Catholicism, and that is that it's really kind of thinking in sort of the wrong direction entirely. Somebody who is saying that the eagles are supposed to represent angels and so therefore are a representation of Tolkien's Catholic worldview is making a big assumption from the beginning, like namely that eagles represent angels, right? Why would they do that? Like to read the text that way is to insist on a quasi-allegorical reading, at least quasi, if not explicitly allegorical reading, which is really just alien to the way that Tolkien thinks. In general, Tolkien kind of hates that action. It's not to say that he never uses that he never uses allegory, because he does use allegory. He just doesn't do that. You know, Mr. Cow, I was trying to, get into a fight with you where it could be just between you and me and wouldn't have to involve the boar at the same time. But, I guess we can do it this way. Yeah, so it's just... The problem is really, as I say, with that assumption. And it doesn't really... Tolkien says that he doesn't think that way, and the evidence really strongly favors that. When he does use allegory, it's in a different context. That is, when he's just writing a story which is purely designed for allegory, like Leaf by Niggle, where he's making an allegorical point from the beginning. When he's telling a story like this, like The Lord of the Rings, he's not interested in allegory because he's not interested in diminishing his characters. If the eagles are angels, then they can't be eagles too, That is to say, if your desire is to write an awesome story about the great and mighty eagles of old who come to rescue people at times in their time of need, then you're not going to make them angels, because then they cease to be awesome ancient eagles, right? Necessarily, that kind of allegorical interpretation involves a kind of dismissing of the rest of the story for itself. And that's the thing, I believe, that Tolkien hated most about that allegorical standpoint. He didn't want people thinking about, the atomic bomb when they were reading about the Ring of Power, in part because that's not what he was thinking about, but that's not even... and that's a big part of it. They think he's trying to make a point that he wasn't trying to make, and he's like, that's not... I wasn't saying that. They're basically putting words in his mouth, and he objects, or ideology in his mouth, and he objects to that. Not because he has no ideology, but because they're getting it wrong in thinking that. But I think his objection goes well beyond simply, you're doing my ideology wrong. And instead comes to, I really want this story to be read for itself. I want it to be enjoyed as a story. I want you to, read about Sauron the Dark Lord, and if every time you're thinking about the Dark Lord, you're thinking about Hitler, that's not that doesn't increase the story. That diminishes the story. Anyway, So that overall approach is one that Tolkien really, really disliked. And so reading things in like as sort of religious symbols or Catholic symbols is really sort of perilous for that reason. Now, so that's my way of dealing with that particular example. But now let's return, Ethelwald, to the bigger question. How do you phrase it again? Does Tolkien's Catholicism come through in his writing? Okay, now there I find I would have to break the question down sort of one more time. What exactly do we mean when we say, does his Catholicism come through? That is to say, did we say, sorry, Tug McGill, I hope that does, sorry, I should have given a spoiler alert before I said that the ring wasn't the atomic bomb. I hope, sorry, I didn't crush you too much there, Tug McGill, whom, of course, I know is giving me a hard time, as Tug McGill is wont to do. But anyway, so when you ask about his Catholicism, again, it can mean one of two different things, right? On the one hand, it can mean, does his Catholicism come through can mean, does his, like, Christianity come through? Like, the fact that he believes in God and has a particular moral code and all that, like the sort of big picture things about, like, being a believer in God, being a theist and being a Christian. Does that stuff come through? Or by saying, does his Catholicism come through, are you specifically meaning his Catholicism as differentiated from any other flavor of Christian? That is, are there things in the Lord of the Rings which are specifically Christian and not, or specifically Catholic rather, and not Protestant, or sort of more generally Christian? Those are, that's the first thing that I would say in trying to kind of understand what the question meant. Does Tolkien's Catholicism come through? I'll address both of them, but hang on.
Requires us to give
Take heed tonight of the bonfire. It will fill the air with lovely scents and burn as hot and bright as the stars in summer. Okay. Good luck, man. Good luck, man.
Evil things stir in the night.
Okay. More than enough. It did not take an expedition of many days. Nah, we were having lore talk while I was doing that. Okay. We have need of a stout provider like me, huh? Yeah, sorry, I have to pick a quest reward here. What is this? Stag-clan Protector's Chain, huh? What? You guys are all about the might gifts, right? Like, you're making all these assumptions about me being mighty, which I'm totally not. But that's okay. I'm comfortable with that. All right, so I'm supposed to go back to the clan leader, Elder Rhaegon here. I've been helping out.
Do not speak the names of evil things, for you will call them.
Okay, I've been enjoying my stay. Absolutely, I have. Okay, you want to make certain everyone is ready precisely at sundown. Okay. They're not always the most observant when it comes to these things. Okay. So you're sort of the old traditionalist and they're like newfangled? Only Aline and Guto show promise of growing into true stags. My feet are sore and my words are tired, but I do what I can to nurture my folk. Wow, so they'll be able to carry on when I'm gone. You wish they could be more like me. Yes, short and sneaky. I'll remind them all to be present at sundown. Okay. Hey, everybody. It's your diminutive reminder of feasts. Hi, I'm an outsider. You've never met me before, but I'm here to remind you that you should come to the feast tonight.
You're welcome here, as long as you do not trouble us.
You keep getting pestered with reminders. All right, you don't see the point in continuing with the ritual. All right. It's very boring. You're gonna humor the elder with this boring event. Okay, well, like staying in touch with your clan's history can be dull.
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
All right, Elaine is eager. Okay, so you're gonna, right? No problem. You're gonna help out. You're looking forward to helping your dad. All right, Ithel. The elder's eyes are not good, nor his memory. Okay, so he's not going to notice if you're not there. You're totally planning to cut it, huh? Oh, well. You'll sleep. Wake me when it's time to eat. Yes, I will go. Don't nag me. Hi there.
See your kind before.
I'm here to nag you. It's tedious. Nobody cares. Wow, you guys are just full of complaints. Why don't we just forget them? Wine, wine, wine. Okay. Hey, Guto is on the move. Hi, Guto. You look like a strapping lad.
Will you remain here long?
You'll promise no such thing. Oh, man. He believes in the preservation of our culture, but I believe in the preservation of our lives. Oh, man. Okay. If you failed to notice, one of our clan's women was attacked not many days ago. Yeah, I remember that. I helped her, didn't I? Are you talking about me? Okay, but why can't you do both, man? Doesn't seem so hard. Okay, so Guto was super grumpy, and other people were really whiny, except for Aline, who is awesome, as we pretty much suspected from when we first met her. Okay. Phil Boswell is going to call Gryfflet the DLF. Yeah, that's good. He listens with a sad smile. Yes, they're a soft lot. So being bored at the festival makes them soft? Oh, he's your grandson. Right. Okay, not your son. You're older than I thought you were, man. He's like a bull in both body and mind. Ouch. That's tough. He will lead the clan when you're dead? Okay. Oh, man, look, I'm getting all this stuff, huh? Let's see. No. Reworked armor? Nah. Okay. What's next? Woohoo! Leveling up is what's next. Level 69. Still don't want to go for buried treasure, though. Okay. Let's see. Woohoo! What level are the quests here? 66? Almost time to,
I fear wolves will be the least of our troubles.
use that level stopper, Gryfflet. Okay, members of the Stag-clan who live beyond the Hlantaran must receive their summons. Once a year, a crow from our village flies down to remind the solitary folk. Do you just teach it what to tell them, or do you send them with a note? Are they literate? Are you literate? I wonder these things. The crowbine can be found in the village. Set them off in the direction of the farm. So I don't even need to give them... They just know not only where to go, but what to say. They know what to do from there. Wow, they must be super smart. Are the crows literate? Okay. Take off, creepy crowbine. You're supposed to go down and deliver some message to somebody. Get after it now. Okay. That's... all right. Okay. Oh, there's one. Okay, so let me start answering the two questions then. Do I think that Tolkien's like theism and Christianity show in his works? Yes, certainly. And by the way, of course, there's another really obvious reason to... I mean, even if someone is not convinced that Tolkien doesn't think allegorically and stuff, and they still want to make they still want to make the eagles into angels, you can explain that that's obviously not the case, because you know who the angels are, right? Angels. That is to say, like, they're literally in the book. They don't have to be, you know, he doesn't even do symbolism. He just put them in the book. That is to say, the Valar are angelic. All of those spirits, the Ainur are sort of the angelic order. That's So yeah, like there are angels, but it's not the eagles. It's those who live beyond the sea. Anyhow, so they're hanging out. The whole construction of it is monotheistic, right? And much of it follows very traditional medieval worldviews, essentially, which were Christian. Okay, the birds are off. Yep, they don't know what they're doing, but they're gone. Okay, this Feast of the Running Stag will be a memorable one. Okay, that has an ominous ring to it, I gotta tell you, but it's okay. An able-bodied warrior like myself with us in a long time. Okay, yeah, well, I'm pretty studly. You're right about that. You may spend the rest of your time as you please. You have no more need of me. Okay. Not to put too fine a point on it there, Elder Rhaegon, no problem. Hey, Guto has something for me to do. Hey, Guto, what's going on? Can I help you? Is there somebody else needs rescuing?
Have need of help on occasion.
What of the real dangers? Okay. Your people dwindle, and they are weak and afraid. The old blood of the stag will likely not survive another generation. Okay, worry less about the Feast of the Running Stag and more about the wolves. That's what you're afraid of? The wolves? Okay. That seems simple enough. Hey, Aline, what are you worried about? What are you thinking? You're all supporting your grandfather, right?
Hear me out, Dvorian.
Okay.
I have a tale to tell.
You have little time left before the feast. You wish to finish the hunt. Okay, but you can't. Okay, there's an old friend who has brazenly walked into town and stolen hens from right under our noses. Old fiend, not a friend. He's not a friend at all. He's a fiend. Okay, right. His howl sends a jolt of fear down the spines of my kin. You were stalking him. His name is Red Eye. An evil old menace of a wolf. Okay, and you want to see him on the end of a spear. All right. If I happen to slay him, I'll look out for old Red Eye. Oh, there you are. Another quest giver here. Old Red Eye. That's interesting. Hi, Grigor.
The Turkmuth have been destroyed.
Okay, ever since Aline was attacked, you've not been able to calm yourself.
Next.
Okay. You're worried. And the only thing that will allay your worry is wild turnips. To supplement the stores. You won't worry as much if there are plenty of wild turnips in the stores. I hear you, man, but I gotta tell you, a bunch of wild turnips wouldn't console me too awfully much. But that's alright. You do your thing. Okay, what are we looking at here? Turnips, wolves, and Old Red Eye. Old Red Eye, of course, right? That's kind of conspicuous. Anytime you've got a Red Eye thing, you've got to be thinking about this. So it's kind of neat that they're first. The enemy that I am pointed to first are the wolves, right? Who are led by Old Red Eye. That presumably doesn't mean that they're actually in league with Mordor, right? But still, it is rather suggestive anyway. Okay. Hey, found the wolves! And hostile scouts of the Dragon Clan. But I have no quest for hostile scouts. Oh, look, a turnip! And a wolf! Okay. So the two questions that I broke, Ethelwald, your question down into, does Tolkien's Christianity come through, and does, I forgot to collect that crucial turnip. And does his Catholicism come through? Christianity, yes. That's really kind of too big of a question to answer. Do I think that there's plenty of visible evidence for his Christian morality as well as his Christian theology in The Lord of the Rings? Yes, yeah, I think that there's lots and lots of that, and you can find it in lots and lots of places. So I will restrict myself to answering what I think is the more interesting and kind of difficult of the questions, which is, does his Catholicism specifically manifest itself? To which I would say, yes, I think that it does, but very gently and only very occasionally. The places where I think you can sort of tell most that he is a Catholic instead of a Protestant or something like that, is in the, and I want to be careful here because it would be easy for people to misunderstand this, in the tone and sort of spirit of the reverence that the elves show for Elbereth and that, like, the hobbits show for Galadriel. Now, let me pause and say, I'm not suggesting that either Elbereth or Galadriel is designed to be a symbol of, or that she is that she is the Virgin Mary or something like that. But that the sort of, there's no question to me anyway that particular reverence, the reverence, for instance, that Gildor and his people show for Elbereth in their song when they meet with Frodo and Sam and Pippin in the Shire in Chapter 3, or the reverence that, say, Sam, I'm not talking about Gimli, I'm talking about Sam especially, that Sam shows for Galadriel. Thinking about, like, for instance, when he's talking about the rope and when he, like, says his sort of prayer to Galadriel and the rope comes untied and stuff, right? That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. And again, I don't mean it in, as I say, sort of in cold prose. I'm not suggesting Galadriel is a symbol of the Virgin Mary. It's not that straightforward. It's a good deal more subtle than that. But nevertheless, it's still, as I say, the quality of it feels Catholic, or rather, it feels much more natural from a Catholic point of view. Hey, it's Red Eye, right next to my last wild turnip. Can I? Yes. All right. Picked up my turnip just before I drew the aggro of old Red Eye. Still have several more wolves too. So again, what would I point to if asked to say to sort of show Tolkien's Catholicism? That's the main thing that I would show. Of course, one of the other things that really does distinguish the sort of Catholic viewpoint with the Protestant viewpoint, and was very something in his personal life Tolkien felt very passionately about, is their attitude towards the Mass, towards his attitude towards communion, as Protestants would say. His attitude towards the sacrament was very, very important, and you can read in his letters, his passionate words to his sons, urging them not to stop communicating. That is, to go regularly, as Tolkien himself for much of his life went daily, to go to Mass and to observe the sacrament or take communion, as Protestants would say, though it's not exactly the same thing. Anyway, the whole bread and wine business, right? That's what Tolkien was focused on there. Oh, I forgot to put on my dual treasure seeker. But I don't see, so though I know that that's a Catholic thing, and though I know that Tolkien himself observed that, and felt that very strongly. I don't see any real reason to suspect its presence. I don't see how it influences the story of The Lord of the Rings. I couldn't point to... I'm trying to think of a passage that I can point to that really seems to be influenced either in substance or in spirit, right, in kind of tone and atmosphere, by the reverence that Tolkien had for the Eucharist. And I can't think of any. I really don't know of any examples of that kind of thing. Can I think of places where I can see the tone and spirit of his story being influenced by or similar to his reverence for the Virgin Mary? Yes, exactly. That's where I can see it. So that's what I would primarily point to. But again, to go the next step, which even though it may seem a logical step, and be like, oh, so Galadriel is the Virgin Mary. No, Galadriel is not the Virgin Mary. Neither is Elbereth, right? It's not that at all. But... that similarity, that reverence for a woman in that kind of position, it feels like the reverence to the Virgin Mary in a way that I just can't escape, knowing that he's Catholic. But anyway, okay. And again, hearing him speak of the Virgin Mary in his letters, again, you can hear the reverence that he has, and it's when it's an interesting comparison. Go look at those, right? Look at the letters and look at how he talks about the Virgin Mary, and compare it to how the elves talk about Elbereth and how the hobbits talk about Galadriel, right? You'll see differences, but you'll see similarities too. Fairvenin, I see. We're getting into sort of Catholic doctrine issues here, but Fairvenin, the point that you make, right? That's straight out of the introduction to Mere Christianity, right? That's a C.S. Lewis comment, right? The idolatry and the my mom thing, right? That's C.S. Lewis articulated almost exactly that same thing, and I believe it's the introduction to Mere Christianity. Okay. Anyway, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm handing in quests. Killed old Red Eye. Yep, that's right. It's almost time. Okay. Let's see. Cool stone earring, huh? Not cool enough for me. Leather gauntlets of the leaping stag. I don't know. Isuriel's gauntlets are really awesome. Though this one has more agility. In combat morale regen, though? No, I'm still sold on those. Okay. Alright. In line. There's Guto. Took out the wolves. Sure did. Come here.
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
You're sorry if you put me to any trouble. Okay. No trouble at all. You despair of the future. Well, so does your grandfather, so there's that. You have that in common. Okay. And your turnips, sir. These were all the turnips I could find? You're poo-pooing my turnip gathering skills? What can you do? You can try to make me more inclined to continue helping you rather than complaining about the paucity of wild turnips. Alderigon, that dude is a whiner.
The old woman of the mountain says we should
Okay.
not trust Devodiad.
It's time for the feast! Alright, the annual festival! This will be great. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm excited. Right? This doesn't sound tedious at all. Alright, honored guest at the festival. This is going to be great.
Elder Regan has welcomed you to Luntaran and invited you to join in the feast of the Running Stag.
Okay.
The Stag-clan's annual ritual. Tradition not often seen by strangers to Dunland.
Okay. Well, Elder Regan, the lighting is charming. I like this. I don't know how you've suffused the entire region with orange, but it's a good look. Okay, here we are. Oh, right. Hi, Elaine. Why are we standing back here?
Sleep often escapes me, for the night shadows bring fear.
Follow you. Okay. Are you waiting to escort me? Right? As if I were like, you know, the mother of the bride or something down the aisle? The elder will come out to speak soon. Okay. Oh, where are we looking? This looks like a good place to stand. Wait. Where is it? Where is he coming from? Oh, here we go. Are those... Ah, the mountain folk have arrived. Okay, they are latecomers. I thought that was... Where's the... Uh-oh. The Southern Farm family's missing? There is wisdom in the rites. I can't wait. I'm ready for the wisdom. Okay. Let's see what this boring ritual... I mean, the wisdom is about. Ahem. Okay. Feast of the Running Stag. Okay. Our history. It's a sad history. Is that where the running comes in? It's a history that none should forget until the last of us is dead. Is it time to eat yet? Yeah, let's remember our history. Come on, people, remember your history. Shut up, Karis. The ritual crown. Sure. I'll fetch you the ritual crown. Hang on. I'm going to hurry, if that's okay. All right, so ritual crown. The cheap, ill-carved ritual crown. Which I'm just carrying jauntily in one hand here. Here you go. All right, here we go. Hey, you're welcome, man. Tell us about a crown. It is for the kingdom, for the king that has forsaken Dunland. Ooh. For the children of this land who have been abandoned by Gondor? The king whose laws forsook us, for we are free, forsaken and free. And bored. So this is... It's a crown made in mockery of the king of Gondor? Oh, wow. So... his laws abandoned you. Oh, dear. And now you remember the king, but you remember the king in mockery. With that nasty, phony crown. Here are your bananas. I mean horsetail. Okay. Your old eyes don't see so well. They could be bananas for all you know. This horsetail is for Rohan, the land of usurpers. Oops, this is getting uncomfortable. The horse lords are our bitter enemies, and they drove us from our rightful land. Someday the lands must belong to the Dunlandings again. Never forget our rightful home. Awkward. And the spear. Oh, dear. I'm a little worried about the spear, Elder Rhaegon, to tell you the truth. Because although I understand your point of view... wow. Okay. Yeah, Nitesh, I assume that when he says that the king abandoned them, it means when the laws of the king, notice he said the laws of the king, not just the king, not the king himself, right? When the laws of the king abandoned them, meaning when they gave Calenarthon to the Rohirrim, right? And so that's what he's pointing to as like when they lost their lands, though they gained their freedom because they ceased to be allied to, they sort of broke off their allegiance entirely to Gondor at that point. Yeah. Here you go. Okay. This part of the ritual always causes his sadness. It's a spear of the dragon clan. It slew my son, who should have been a leader after me. Oh, man. And so Guto's dad? Your grandson's father's blood still stains its tip. With this spear, we remember that our own people have turned on us. That Dunland is not one people with a common cause. and our own brother clans chased us to the edge of Dunland, where we settled in peace in Trumdrang, the land that nobody wanted. Are you trying to interrupt here? Oh no, what's wrong? An injured crow? What do you have to say, injured crow? Somebody attempted to cruelly break the wing? Oh, but it's got a message attached to its legs, so they are literate, not the crows. The people of the southern farms. This was the crow I sent to the southern farm. Something very unfriendly intercepted the bird. Wow. Hey, Fairvenin, maybe I'm just thinking of it because you got me thinking of C.S. Lewis, but doesn't, not to mention Phil with his DLF comment earlier, but the ringing of the wing of the bird, the attempt to break the bird's wing instead of just killing it or something, is reminding me of Peroandra as well. But, so the farmer's family never received his summons. There are more pressing matters than festivals. Yeah, that festival's getting pretty uncomfortable. You'll be free to ignore the festivals all I like. But as far as you can tell, you're not yet dead. Okay. Show respect for the traditions. Okay. Okay, so you're calling an early end of the festival. Oh, so ironically, they get only the speeches and not the feast? Oh, man. That's harsh, but, you know, it kind of serves them right. All right, Eline, what's up?
I have heard the wails of the Coothrowl in the night.
It was received by unfriendly hands? Okay. Wow. Okay. So that was interesting. I'm thinking back over the 3 symbolic items and the story of the Stag-clan as they depict it. Hang on a second. I gotta reforge my legendaries there before I go back. Yeah. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, coup de grace mark duration. Okay. Sounds good. Oh wait, now I've got to do my points again. I always forget that. Not always, but often. Let's see. Okay. Incoming healing. Offhand critical. All in melee damage. What is all in? Is it this one? No, that's knives out. Surprise strike damage. Get a bunch of that. Seems a good thing to max. Some coup de grace mark duration. Seems like fun. Some offhand critical. Okay. And a little incoming healing. Alright. Good plan. Okay. What was I doing? Handing in the quest. Right, thinking about those 3 elements. The mockery of the king of Gondor, of the rule of Gondor, whose rules abandoned them. The horsetail to represent the usurping horse lords, their enemies forever, who took their lands. So that protest appropriately begins with the king. Because there is, of course, the sense in which the Rohirrim can't be blamed for that. You fear what may have taken place in the herdlands after that crow returned. Oh, sorry. Jacket of the Watchtower. That's a cool name, anyway. Leggings of the Learned Stag. Gauntlets of the Charging Stag. Alright, whatever. Okay. Let's see.
Many foul things dwell in the shadows. I fear wolves will be the least of our troubles.
The jacket is an awesome cosmetic? Really? Alright, hang on. Let's check this out. Okay, Gryfflet. Oh, that's your warm weather gear. Right, I'm wearing that one. Let's see. Where's that? Where's that? Uh-huh. Dressing room there. Oh, that is lovely. It's kind of nice. Zoom in on that, can we please? Ooh, that's your groin area, which I guess... Okay. Huh. I could see that might dye up really well, right? Okay. Oh, so you guys big fans of the Jacket of the Watchtower? What color should I dye it, though? Because that, like, tan isn't working for me, right? I'll work on it. I'll work on it. So the equipment makes really good cosmetics? Okay. All right. So this is dreadful. I saw the crow. Yeah, uh-huh. Trev, Kellun, and his son Dilwyn. Okay. I volunteer myself to investigate the missing people. I will go in Alliance stead. Oh, don't worry about repaying me. Just happy to help. Okay. When I match it up, it works well together without dying? Really? Okay. Right. Who doesn't love dying puns? Okay. All right, so we got to head down river. How much time? Ooh, almost out of time. I got all kinds of things here. All right. Let's mount up. Okay. Oh, yeah. So the three things. So the first two obviously match closely together, and they deal with, certainly from the point of view of this clan, the ancient history of their people, and presumably not the Stag-clan specifically, but the Dunlandings as a whole. But then we have the third one, the spear, which, as we observed at the time, was a Dunlanding spear, right? It matched the same style as their spears. And it... Oh, try following the river. Okay, I was just doing that. Can I get to the backpack without setting off the dude? No, it's okay. I'm fine. So the spear, as I said, we observed that it was a Dunlanding spear. More treasure. Muffled voices coming from the west bank. Oops. Ha! Looted it before you could hit me. Loser. The moral of the story, as you know, the elder was telling it there, was to remember how they were driven out by the other clans, right? So the first two things were about the old grievance of Dunland, right? The loss of their ancestral land, if it can be called that, the loss of the land of Calanarthon. But then the third one is a much more recent one, as the other tribes have pushed them, the Stag-clan specifically, to the fringes, and certainly we can see they are in the fringes, and attacked them. So it was a dragon clan warrior who killed the son, right? Guto and Elaine's dad. Okay. So here's the thing that's interesting to me about the three symbols. I think it's really fascinating how we have... Here's how I would read the three symbols. The three symbols suggest they both disclose the old grievance, which divides the Dunlanding people from the Rohirrim, right, in the first two. But the third one points the other way around. That is, it's the Dragon Clan that is working for Saruman. And the division among the clans, the fact that they are marginalized from the other clans and they fear the other clans coming and trying to take them out, right? Dunland is no longer unified. And the force, like the people who came and killed his son, are the servants of Saruman. And so in order to get the Dragon Clan, so to do as Guto would like, and to transition from history into the present and towards the future, right? That all pivots on the upcoming war here in Dunland, between those who have sworn allegiance to Saruman and those who have not yet sworn allegiance to Saruman, among whom are the Stag-clan. So, and of course, in doing that, if they're going to oppose the Dragon Clan, who murdered the heir of the elder, then they're going to be joining themselves. They're going to be allying themselves with the Rohirrim, right? And thus bringing about, in principle, right, the patching of or correction of the old grievance. So that's what I mean when I say that those three symbols seem to point in those two different ways, to the legitimate grievance that they have from the past, showing the roots of the animosity that they feel towards the Rohirrim, and yet that's not the end of the story, right? And where the story is about to be headed is going to push them in a different direction. So I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Cool. What of the Herdlands? Hey, I'm not going to hurt you. Are you guys those kinds? I see you're outcasts, right? The last group of outcasts I met were brigands and highway robbers. You want me to get it out of the way with getting the hurting you out of the way with? You're outcasts and quite cynical, apparently. You can't even escape into Enidwaith? We could grant you a merciful death? Oh man, you sound like you need the Gryfflet assistance here.
The names of evil things.
Okay.
You will call them.
I'm not going to kill you. I'm too late to help the farmers, am I? Oh, the Dragon Clan destroyed everything. Oh man. We heard the screams and saw the smoke. No food or water since. And you're going to starve on this very spot, huh? Oh. Hey, we can get you some food. No problem. Twice stolen stores. So I'm supposed to steal the stores from the thieves. So I'm supposed to, in Gandalf's words, plunder other plunderers? That's totally what I would have named the quest. I would have called it Plundering the Plunderers. There has to be a quest already called that, doesn't there? Somewhere? Is there a quest called Plundering the Plunderers? And does it involve trolls? Somebody look this up on the wiki. That has to exist, right? There has to be a quest called Plundering the Plunderers, and it almost certainly has to involve getting treasure off of trolls, right? Yeah. Oh, so you guys are still focusing on Mythmoot Europe, huh? Was there a consensus on Mythmoot Europe? Where do you guys want to hold Mythmoot Europe? I am open. I am open to the Europe moot idea. Oh, I just take it off their corpses? Okay. No? There's no Plunder the Plunderer's quest? Oh, man. That is a serious dropping of the ball. Oh, sorry. Okay. Wait, there's a Plunderer's Plunder in Dunland? There is? The quote, of course, is from Gandalf and the Hobbit talking about the trolls and their treasure. When they're wondering where the trolls came by the swords. The elf swords. Okay. Which is what the twice stolen stores made me think of. Oops, it's late. Hi there. It's late. I need to steal some stores from you. Oh, right, the dagger. Yeah. I hate quests that show up in my pending loot. Hate that. I almost always end up with like 47 of them before I notice. Okay, the Dunlanding raider I killed bore a cruel weapon. It would actually benefit the small clan of destitute outcasts to have weapons such as these, so collect weapons. Yeah, and I never noticed it until I've already killed all the people who would have given me plenty of them. So, and then I have to go through and destroy them all individually. Not the people, the daggers in my loot box. Okay. So that's Plunderer's Plunder right there. I didn't. Wow. Okay, so I just said there has to be a quest like that, and I was about to pick it up. That's really kind of. That's really kind of amazing, actually. I smelled it coming. Kind of scary when my train of thought follows the Lotro developer's train of thought so closely. This is why I really like hanging out with Chris Pearson and Made of Lions. We have a lot in common. And I actually think I get the general impression that Made of Lions and I think particularly alike, actually. I'm really hoping to have another fun conversation with him during our webathon this year. We'll see if we can set that up. Okay, now I'm collecting lots and lots of things, and I'm running out of time because I gotta go pick up my kids from school. School dismissal waits on no hobbit. See, I don't have time to burgle Moindrin. I'm just in a slaughtering frame of mind right now because I gotta go. All right. Oh. What do I need? I got all the plunder. I just need one more piece of food. Okay. Hi. Excuse me, I'll be your plunderer today. I'll be involved briefly in some meta plundering, and then I'm out of here. Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, as we head up, there we go. Here we go, some weapons and food. No problem. You're welcome. And here, have some weapons. Yeah, gathered some weapons. Thought you might need them. Happy to help. Weather shoulder guards of the leaping stag. Okay, I'll take these entirely for cosmetic reasons.
It is not our custom to trust Tivodiad, but perhaps you may be of help to me?
You might have heard someone from the herdsman's family the night the dragon clan came. You heard a terrible scream, but there was naught we could do without weapons. No light, only screams. Oh, man. Yikes. Okay. What of the farmer? We will... Okay, so Gryfflet will stay here and search for the farmer. Not next... Oh, actually, not next week. 2 weeks. Because next Friday, I will be on a plane heading to Iowa for Middlemoot, for our Midwest moot in Iowa. So that's going to be really cool. Any of you who happen to be in the Midwest, anywhere from Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago, Minnesota, and inwards towards Iowa, where we're gathering, I hope you'll be able to join us. That's a week from tomorrow. On the 7th of October, that will be a lot of fun. You can go to the Signum University page, signumuniversity.org, scroll down a little bit and find the link to that event page. Now for tomorrow, I said a week from tomorrow. Tomorrow is also going to be a big day. Tomorrow starting at 4 p.m. I'm going to be doing a stream with Wiggin, Gryfflet's big brother, as Wiggin is going to get to the Battle of Helm's Deep. I've never done epic battles before, and I have never done the Battle of Helm's Deep. So Wiggin, whenever I'm cruising around with Wiggin, it means I'm seeing stuff in the game that I've never ever seen before. So I'm really keen to see how they do the story, how they unfold the story of the Battle of Helm's Deep in the game context. So I am really interested to see how that goes. So join me on the Signum University Twitch channel. So that's twitch.tv/SignumU, and that will be that's where I will be all afternoon and evening and into the night tomorrow with Wiggin, fighting the Battle of Helm's Deep in support of our Signum University fundraising campaign that we are in the middle of now. Please do remember our campaign, and if you enjoy all of our Mythgard goings-on with my Gryfflet streams and with our Tuesday evening classes, the Exploring the Lord of the Rings class and Mythgard Academy and Film and everything else that we do, not to mention our entire awesome master's degree program and our new kids programming and everything else, please do support us to help us carry on existing at signumuniversity.org/donate. And I'm doing this free giveaway to people who support Gryfflet. You'll get free books with cool book plates with thoughts and observations from me in the book plate of the book. And we'll be doing that we're doing the drawings for that next time in 2 weeks from today. So all you have to do, make a donation of any kind to Signum University and send an email to donate@signumu.org, mentioning Gryfflet, or Lotro in the title, and you will, in the subject line, and you'll be entered into that drawing. So thank you, everybody. Yeah, last year we did my 14-hour run through Moria, right? But that was fun. So yes, Gryfflet did his 1-day Moria run last year. This year I'm going to do Wiggin, and I'm going to be moving Wiggin forward through Helm's Deep and closer to the paths of the dead. So thanks very much, everybody, for joining me today. I will see you 2 weeks from today, if not before. Hope to see many of you tomorrow night for my Wiggin marathon, and I will see you guys around soon, one way or the other. Thanks now. Bye. Thanks for joining in on my rambles around Standing Stone's brilliant digital adaptation of Tolkien's world. If you enjoy these adventures, please consider supporting this and other entertaining educational programming by donating at signumuniversity.org/fund.